Expelliarmus.
Ah! Ah! I think you tried a little too hard. Uh, Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of Two Bits of Thomas. I think my hair is now messed up because of that. Thank you, but it was
I also
pretty
I also
obvious.
think I also think that like you kind of cut out, and I think that I might have had something to do with that. I think I Expelliarmus the audio. Sorry.
This is why we can't trust you with magic. Look, you even magic Pixity away.
Pixity's an alien,
Wait a minute.
but unfortunately, she's not here tonight.
Well, to be fair, according to the rules of magic, too much. If there's a lot of magic in the area, technology gets interfered. So odds are
True.
the alien ship most likely malfunctioned, and she has to fix it now. But I'm pretty sure
Mm-hmm.
she'll be back once we're away from all the magic and whatnot. And also, because I'm pretty sure we have to say this by law of whatever, I don't know, we here at the Two Bits community do not endorse any and all anything whatsoever to do with the author of these books that inspired these movies. We respect anyone of their gender preferences, gender choices, their standing in the LGBTQ plus. I'm not doing the whole letter system because there's a lot of letters. I barely know my alphabets. But basically, we don't stand we don't stand by her. And if you're insulted, there's a lot of things you can do to kind of get around it. Pirating.
We don't talk about J.K. Rowling. We don't talk about her.
No, we just talk about the books and the movies
Yep.
and
In
the
the
video
movies.
games. I just
Oh,
said movies.
I've been poisoned. Oh God, the third game. Jesus. Ugh.
We don't.
Anyways,
Well, don't worry. I never played the third game. I only played like the first two, and then I just stopped.
I 100%. I 100% at the Chamber of Secrets on GameCube.
I heard that one's the best of like all of the games, and then after that, it was just a downward, kind of like a downward decline. Except I think the fifth one was pretty okay, but eh.
I I wouldn't know. That one was on the Wii, and I wouldn't know.
It was also on the PS2.
Really.
Yeah, let that sink in. But I
I
mean,
just
PS2
I
is
just I just remember that the Order of the Phoenix was like
say
originally like
horror.
you could it was with the Wiimote, and we were all making jokes in high school going like Expelliarmus, ow my face.
I mean, hey, if you don't have the straps on, those things are gonna hurt.
Oh God, back in the day. Anyways,
Anyways, today we're only going to be talking about the first three Harry Potter movies because everything after that absolutely sucks, and you need. I'm not even kidding. You would need the what's it called? Cliff notes to actually understand everything that is going on. So, uh, pirate the
I don't think they
books.
suck after the third one, but I do think they declined.
Yeah, especially considering that the adaptation of the fourth book really should have been like a two-parter because like unless you've read the book, it makes no sense in so many ways. And they also kind of cut out some very important pieces of like information, but at the same time the books were still being written, so they didn't really have all the foresight to know what information had to be shared and what information
Mm-hmm.
should be cut for, obviously time constraint.
Not to mention, apparently, the director of the fourth movie, I think it was Mike Newell, he never read any of the books and just said, oh boy, well, I guess I have to do this, according to a video that I watched on why Harry Potter and the Goblet of Fire is supposedly the worst film.
Okay, why would you do a movie for a book you never even read?
I don't know, but we got to talk about Sorcerer's Stone, or I'm sorry, Philosopher's Stone, because
Yeah,
Americans
for,
apparently don't know what a philosopher is.
yeah, for whatever reason, the name philosopher was replaced with the word sorcerer, and that is just dumb Just
For the record, I am from the United States. When I was 10, I knew what a philosopher was. It's not that hard.
I mean, well, I was a dumb kid who couldn't even read the first book, but I think I was like 8 at the time.
I still think that you would have known what a philosopher was. And if you didn't, you could look it up in a library. That's the point of reading.
I read Captain Underpants. Do you really think I would understand the word philosopher?
I mean, I did too, but
Do I need to come over there and perform and use the what's it called, the aquamenti on you?
Wait, water? Oh God, no, not aquamenti. No.
And besides, who do you think I am, Professor Lockhart? No, he comes in the second movie.
Yeah,
and I
but
can't wait.
Let's cut to the chase. Let's cut to the chase.
Well, I don't have a knife.
Mario Party 5. Let's go.
Okay. I'm pretty sure I shouldn't have to explain the whole plot of Harry Potter and the Philosopher's Stone, but for those who have apparently never read the books, never seen the movie, and never will because J.K. Rowling is who she is and won't stop opening her mouth. Mm-hmm. It's the beginning of a 7-part book series where a child named Harry Potter is supposed to be killed by basically the magical version of He Who Shall Not Be Named, because I don't want to get copyright strike. Mm-hmm. And after failing to kill Harry is basically marked as this as the boy who lived, who is ultimately given all this fame and recognition just because he survived a killing curse from Voldemort, and basically kind of freed the wizarding world from this war they were in, and it brought peace and prosperity for like 10 years, and everything just seemed all yay. And as Harry tried to basically live a boring life with non-magical people, henceforth known as muggles, he accidentally did a lot of strange and pretty humorous things, like teleporting on top of the roof, changing a teacher's hair wig a different color, making a window pane vanish so that a boa constrictor got free and attacked his cousin and his friend. A lot of stuff that just you don't really properly do. And eventually, he starts getting letters that are trying to invite him to go to Hogwarts. His uncle Vernon and his aunt Petunia basically are like, we ain't doing this. No, quick, let's do something. And they just
some bitches.
Well, yes. And I just love like the escalation that kind of happens throughout like the book, where Uncle Vernon first moves Harry from the closet to the spare bedroom, and then he starts boarding up the mail slot, the windows, and he just slowly loses his mind as he's like, I don't want letters in this house. Mm-hmm. And then he's happy that it's Sunday because there's no mail on Sunday.
Post. We're in Britain.
There's no post on Sundays. And then boom, they just get swarmed by a bunch of posts that just starts coming through the chimney and whatnot. They then run away, go to a secluded island, basically. After trying to hide, they meet a half-giant known as Hagrid, who breaks down the door, gives Harry a cake, gives Dudley a tail, tells Harry he's a wizard, and then... What?
Gives Dudley a tail. Dudley becomes a furry.
I mean, according to Hagrid, he looked so much like a pig. The only thing that was missing was his tail.
Dang.
Yeah, he roasted Dudley. That was a pretty good one. But anyway, he gives Harry the letter. He learns he's a wizard. He goes to a magic school, and then a bunch of magic stuff happens. he learns Voldemort isn't exactly as dead as he should be, and he has to kind of, you know, do stuff about it. He makes
And he
friends
meets
with.
up with two. Oh, I'm sorry. I thought you were going to
No,
forget about Ron and Hermione. Yeah,
wait, who? I was going to talk
Ron and
about. I was going to talk about the other important characters like uh.
damn.
Well, I've been talking this whole time. You go ahead.
Uh, yeah, he meets up with two friends. Ron, who is from a magical family, completely of magic. Then he meets up with Hermione, a very smart girl that is from. Actually, her parents are dentists. They are not magic folk, but she wants to become a witch, so she does.
Yeah, it,
Um,
she is.
and knows a great deal about magic more than the two of them do.
Yep. I would. It's just kind of like a. It's kind of like a thing. It's like. It's like one of those interesting things. Like, shoot, what was he gonna say? What's the best way? Like Ron, he is from a magic family. He has like, I think like 8 or 9 older brothers. Uh,
Mm-hmm.
Bill, Charlie, Percy, Fred, George. Yeah.
Mario Party 5.
So, yeah, he's got a lot of brothers, and he's got one younger
Yeah.
sister. And like you figure that he would be this huge expert on magic, like he would know all these spells and whatnot. But nah, he's kind of a bit of a where Hermione is what is known as a Muggleborn, someone who is born into magic with no magical heritage, and
Yep.
she's just brilliant. It's like as
She's
soon as she
very, very smart. Yes.
yeah, as soon as she got the book, she just cracked them open, started reading, and just bam. She's
Okay,
like,
you know what? I
go,
really hate to intervene here, but if we're going to go over all of the books and all of the plots, we're going to be here all night.
don't
I
worry.
think we should. How about we just go over our favorite parts of each movie and maybe do a little bit about like why they're our favorite because how well the books translated them? I don't know. I'm just trying to say. I just think
Yeah,
that this is.
because like even though
Yeah.
we're only doing like 3, yeah,
Mm-hmm.
basically Harry goes to school, makes 2 friends, makes enemies. He's learns why he's so famous, blah blah blah. Runs into Voldemort, defeats Voldemort, saves the Philosopher's Stone that Voldemort wanted to steal to recreate his body, and then Dumbledore basically tells him, um, "Yeah, I planned all this."
Yeah, because in every book series until book 4, Voldemort tries to find a way to bring himself back to flesh and blood. Spoiler
Yeah,
alert.
yeah. Spoiler
Yeah.
alert: he's technically not dead. I mean, Hagrid even says so in the first book that they're what
He can return. Yeah.
yeah, or something about like that he bleh. I was gonna go with that because that's I can't remember his line.
Mm-hmm.
As no, he said cut swallow.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, that was the first book. As for the first movie,
It
it
came
does a
out in
good
2001, and it was a damn good movie. It was
yeah
immediately a hit, I think.
yeah. I think it did a really great job adapting the book into a movie without like having too much or too little. It
Well, funny
does.
you say that because originally Steven Spielberg was supposed to take the helm, and the people behind the books and the original idea people, I guess, I don't know, I can't words, but they said get your hands off Harry Potter immediately.
Yeah, and that I mean it's I don't know. I don't know if Steven Spielberg would have done any better
We
than
don't know.
Christopher. We don't know
Columbus.
Christopher
Yeah,
Columbus.
we
Yeah,
don't know.
well, and we never will. But he did a great job. He directed the first 2 movies before he eventually left because he realized, oh man, I'm going to be doing this for a long time. I want to be with my family, which is understandable.
Right.
Uh, and again, like I think he adapted some of the important basic parts for the first movies. They did cut out Peeves, which is kind of a sad thing because he's a reoccurring character who's a
Well, there
poltergeist.
there was original footage with Peeves, but they thought it was too hard to do.
Yeah, so he basically got cut. But
Oh, I'm sorry. I took a drink of water. I
How
thought it
dare
was
you?
that's what that noise
How
was.
how dare you hydrate? I can't believe you would hydrate during our video. Ugh.
Sorry.
Anyway, Mario Party 5.
Oh God. All right.
uh, anyway, what? I think
That's gonna be a thing, isn't it?
maybe, but but if I had to like pick a favorite part, um, like from the movie versus book, is there's a moment in the book where after Ron insults Hermione, saying, "Oh, she won't have any friends because she's a know-it-all," she runs and hides in the bathroom, and Quirrell, who is secretly a host for Voldemort's soul, comes in and tries to tell the teachers that there's a troll in the dungeons. Now, he just kind of whispers this to the teachers in the book, and yet everyone somehow hears and starts screaming. But in the movie,
Yeah.
he barges through the Great Hall doors and just goes, "Troll in the dungeon," and then just faints. I'm like,
Thought you ought to know. Thought you ought to know.
yes, yes. That I'm like, that is how you announce that there's a troll in the dungeon, and it's just it's so good.
The thing that killed me as a kid wasn't just that, but the sword. That killed me. I don't know why.
Yeah, that was a real good. That was a real good. That that was just a good scene. And I think they did that a lot better.
Mm-hmm.
Also, I gotta give them compliments for how they handled making Fluffy the three-headed dog.
That actually never scared me as a kid because I was like, oh, puppy. And
Well,
I
you're
should have known from then on.
yeah. Well, a three-headed dog that scared me when I was a little kid, but now I just kind of find it.
Yeah.
I just find it kind of cool now because like this is 2001 CGI effects, and that's actually really good.
Yeah, it was like early motion capture and they did it really well. I mean, it didn't super age well, but for the time, it was outstanding.
Yeah, for 2001, that's really good because I know you look at it now and compare it to like CGI of now today. You're like, man, how did they get along with this? I'm like, have you seen Reboot?
Though a fun fact, this came out on my dad's 41st birthday,
Oh,
November 16th, 2001, and it was so we saw it for his birthday, and he said his
oh,
favorite part about it was the moving staircases. He's like, how the hell did they do that?
yeah. Um, I also think that moving staircases is something for the movie that they invented.
I don't know for sure. They
I
might
do
have
know.
just mentioned it. They might have just mentioned it in the book. I don't remember.
I don't think it was mentioned in the book. I do know that they do mention like there's a lot of trick staircases and secret passages to get around the castle a lot, which is really cool because it's like, hey, yeah, this is a school. It's full of magic and secrets. Good luck. Go have fun finding it.
Yeah.
Uh, anyway, what was one of your favorite? So I guess seeing the fluffy bit was your favorite part from the movie.
One of my favorites. I just love Hermione's sassiness in the first movie. She's just hilarious.
Yeah,
My
she's
favorite line from her is, "If you don't mind, and I'm not going to try to recreate this because I don't want to get copyright strike, but the one where she's like,
yeah.
"Oh, you know what? Yeah, like I'm going to bed before either of you come up with another idea to get us killed or worse, expelled." And then
Yeah,
Ron just there's a beat, and Ron's like, "She needs to sort out her priorities."
I yeah, I really do like the fact that that she's so caught up with school and whatnot. That's the thing that she's most worried about. It's
Yeah.
kind of funny. Also, a few interesting things in case you didn't know. Um, in uh, uh, in the book, there's multiple challenges that they to go through to get to Voldemort to defeat him and get the Philosopher's Stone. And one of the challenges was a potion challenge where they would where they ooh, I needed water now. Where Hermione had to figure out a logic puzzle to determine which potion would let them go forward and back. That was cut from the movie, and during that scene, during that bit, after Harry tells Hermione to go back while he goes forward, Hermione Hermione gives Harry a hug. In the movie, when Emma Watson, I want to say
Emma Watson. Emma
yeah,
Watson. Yes.
when Emma Watson is to give Daniel Radcliffe the hug, they they had to pause the recording because she was too nervous to give him a hug. So she gave him a quick hug, but to make it seem like an actual hug, they paused the film and then kind of like just used it to like extend it to make it look like it seemed like a natural hug. But if you pay close attention, you'll see it stops for like a brief second.
Yeah, she goes a little overboard in the book. And the movie, she's just like,
Yeah.
you'll be okay, Harry. You're a great wizard. You really are. And just be careful, you know.
Yeah.
But and also the potions was never in the movie. It was the chessboard scene that made it so that. But funny enough, they put the potions in the DVD bonus. Like it was like an interactive game you got to play.
Yeah. Which,
weird.
Yeah, it is definitely weird. But yeah. Another thing that they kind of besides Peeves being left out, I think that's about all that we really say about the first one. Did a good job. Definitely did a good setup for the second one, which had no changes to its name because apparently everyone knew what a chamber was.
Right.
It's where you take a shit.
That's more along the lines of Billy and Mandy and the Chamber Pot of Secrets. But yeah.
Also, if you've never seen those Harry Potter parodies,
Nigel Planter, yeah.
Yeah, I didn't really like the first episode of that, but the second one, that was hilarious.
I love Billy and Mandy, but anyways, we're going to talk about Mario Party 5 now. But anyways,
yeah, we're going to talk about Mario. Anyways, on to Harry Potter and the Chamber of Secrets, the second and last movie to be directed by Christopher Columbus, and also, sadly, the last movie in which our first Albus Dumbledore would make his appearance.
What? No. You mean
the original actor? Movie. No,
he was in the first two movies, and then the third movie he was Michael Gambon.
Yeah, the first two movies he played. I can't remember his name.
Me neither. But he passed away, sadly.
Yep. He played the original Albus Dumbledore. Would make his last appearance here, and what was interesting is that he only did this because his granddaughter was like, "Grandpa, if you don't do this, I will never speak to you again." It's so sweet, but also so sad because like he really must have loved her to do that for her, but it's also kind of sad that he did pass away. But at the same time, like I think he did a great job portraying the calm, very old version of Dumbledore. But you said Michael Keaton?
Gambon. Jesus.
Listen, I'm not a gambling man. That's why I don't play the gamble games in Mario Party 5. Michael Keaton would definitely portray the more powerful version of Dumbledore, but we're still talking about Chamber of Secrets. It's now Harry's second year at school. He feels like this is all just a dream. He feels like he doesn't have any friends. A house elf named Dobby tells him, "Don't go to Hogwarts." He goes to Hogwarts, and he learns that there's now a new plot. And then Voldemort's trying to come back via some kind of diary. Oh, and he has a giant pet snake. Uh, yeah, I'm pretty sure that.
Nagini.
Yeah, no, that's his little snake. The basilisk, which I
That
don't think.
came out wrong. Oh God.
Silver, do I need to come over and take away your bones?
No, those are my bones. Mario Party
Well,
5. Anyways,
yep. Anyways, Harry decides to that realizes that he has to uh, stop Voldemort, who is trying to resurrect himself again, defeat a giant snake, and deal with the big-headed Gilderoy Lockhart, who was perfectly cast, and you can never say he wasn't, ever.
again, I forget his name.
Uh, yeah, I don't remember it either. But interesting fact, um, I,
Damn.
I believe, I believe he and the actress who would play Professor Trelawney in the next movie used to be a married couple.
Oh, fun fact: the actress that played Professor Sprout in Harry Potter and the Chamber of Secrets, and of course, this is the furriest reference ever, but she's the grandmother in Balto.
Oh,
Mm-hmm.
oh, jeez, I
Mm-hmm.
can. Oh my
Mm-hmm.
goodness. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
I haven't seen Balto enough, but yeah, I can see that.
How
Anyway,
dare
on to
you?
Mario Party 5.
Yeah, I know. But yeah, uh, so basically, the rest of the movie is about people being quote unquote petrified by a giant basilisk that is uh controlled by, he must not be named, in the form of Tom Riddle, who has a diary that he gives to Harry Potter and finds it in the form of a well, spoiler
Some.
alert. Uh but
Dude, these movies are 20 years old.
okay, fine, in the form of a Horcrux that we find out what those are in the sixth book.
Yep. And
Yeah.
spoiler alert, I guess, but not that it really matters because I just basically said it doesn't matter. Horcruxes are essentially taking a piece of your soul and putting it in an inanimate object to preserve
Mm-hmm.
yourself if you die. So, say you get stabbed, you get smushed, you basically something happens and you die. A Horcrux will keep you alive, but you'll have to fix your body the old-fashioned way. Potions and magic.
Man, like, and then Voldemort is revealed in book 6 to have split his soul into 7 different Horcruxes.
Yeah, because
So,
he was
man,
determined
I'll
to stay
tell you
alive.
what, this series is the most backtrack fuck you series I've ever heard. But anyways,
Anyways, throughout this second year, not only is Harry having to contend with the fact that um, his classmates are being turned to stone, but people think that he is the culprit behind it because he is a parcel tongue, aka someone who can speak to snakes,
yep,
which is just
they did it. They did it so well in the movies too.
yes. I like how like when hear him talking, it's just hissing and it's really good. But
I think they got a linguist to actually make the like 4 words, but still, that's
yeah,
pretty cool.
that's kind of like how like everyone like in a it's some good dedication.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, and it's just and it's so dumb how everyone's just like, well, he defeated Voldemort when he was a child, so maybe Voldemort didn't want competition. I'm like, he was one. How? Just
Love.
yeah, it's what makes the world go round. I think.
Oh, Mario Party 5. Anyways,
Anyways, this was definitely a fun year, especially particularly with Gilderoy Lockhart, who is just throughout the book he steals the show because he's this supposedly very famous dark wizard hunter who's done all this stuff, but everything he's done is a lie. He modifies people's memories and just makes books out of them and God, like I said, he was perfectly cast. The guy, I wish I knew his name. He had the look. He spoke in such an arrogant tone. It was just brilliant.
You mean the guy who
Especially
did Tom Riddle?
no, no, Gilderoy Lockhart.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
He
that
did
guy,
really good.
perfectly cast, and like everyone who's seen the movie, I'm pretty sure their favorite scene was him just going, obviously.
Yeah.
just, just the way he says it has such a strong air of egotisticalness and smugness. It's just I love that scene. But I particularly love the scene where Severus Snape just blasts him into across the hall with
Yes,
expel. Go
Thomas.
ahead. Yes, just it's just so funny to see him get blasted. Uh,
Yeah. The
uh,
dueling club. The dueling club. That's a great scene.
yeah, because it sets up that it exposes Harry as a parcel mouth, and it gives Harry his greatest weapon, Expelliarmus, that he uses throughout the whole series because he doesn't want to fight, and if he has to fight, he wants to end it as quickly as possible.
Right. Expelliarmus basically takes the wand of your opponent and disarms it.
Yep. And if you're skilled enough at it, you can actually catch their wand after they've been disarmed. But again, you have to be a pretty skilled wizard like Harry.
Not like anyone would ever do that in the climax of the book series or anything, but yeah.
Yeah. Uh, there's some pretty good. This is again another really good movie. With some, you know, obvious scenes cut out, like when Harry. They cut out the scene where Harry overhears. I want to say it's Dean Thomas, complaining, that he thinks it's Harry who's attacking other students, which is just insane.
Yeah. They cut that out. They cut out the Cupid.
Yeah.
Uh that wasn't really needed, but they
I
cut out a few
I
things.
Yeah, I love the Cupid scene in the book just because because like Gilderoy just hires a bunch of these little, I don't even know what if they, I think they're like gnome like creatures, I guess,
Where's
to go.
Pixity when you need her?
Yeah, damn magical interference. But he sends them all around the school to send telegrams to other students. Harry gets one from Ginny because she has a crush on him. Aww.
Yeah.
and um and Gilderoy gets like, he gets like a large number of them. I think like you said like 47.
Yeah, I can't remember exactly.
But yeah, and and he just is like says that Flitwick knows some good charms, and that he says that people should ask him ask Professor Snape if they can if
Okay.
he no
If
I need
there's
to
any No, you need to talk about this? Okay.
I need to because this one's funny. He suggests that Professor Snape teach everyone to make a love potion, and Harry just looks at Snape, and he has a look that says the first person to ask him to do that will be force fed poison.
Oh my god. Okay, so there's a scene from this movie that it took me for the longest time to have to realize what they were saying. It's when they land into the Whomping Willow outside the school grounds, and I think what Ron is supposed to say is, "What's that mean?" Because it's like the tree is like growling at them. But see, in Britain, people tend, or in the United Kingdom, should I say, the language tends to kind of slur upon itself sometimes. And so he said something that sounds like "sat mean" instead of "what's that mean." But even weirder is that the beautiful delivery by Rupert Grint, it's almost like he's like I can't even get that high. It's like it's like it's so funny, and like that killed me as a kid, and it still kills me to this day.
I now I gotta look at that scene. Also, interesting fact: Rupert Grant has a fear of spiders similar to Ron. So when they
Yep.
had to go into the forest and meet Aragog, a giant spider, he was literally petrified. And it just, God, that's like, oh man, dude, I'm so sorry.
But that's how you get a good reaction in the film industry, I guess.
Yeah, it was kind of a bonus. Also,
Yeah.
they crash a flying car into a tree that attacks anyone who gets near it, and they had a flying car.
And
You guys
also
say more.
when they were looking for the Hogwarts Express, the
Hmm.
line delivery by Radcliffe is great because after they like they get chased by the train in the flying car, there's a moment where they're just trying to get back in the car and they're like, I think we found the train.
Yeah, that was a completely different from like the book. They were basically just following the train, trying to stay out of its way, but they got very hot in the car and whatnot. And during the Quidditch match, which is the wizard sport, no, I'm not going to talk about what it is, but during this
Mhm.
match, Harry is attacked by a rogue bludger and nearly has his arm broken, and Gilderoy Lockhart tries to fix it by removing his bones.
Yeah, that freaks me the hell out.
Yeah,
And then
I
the bottle of Scaligro.
uh
Ugh.
yeah. Uh, and what's kind of interesting is like Dobby, a house elf, kind of explains that he was trying to keep Harry from the school to protect him via getting first almost getting him expelled, then almost getting him killed. And then
Yeah.
my favorite scene is that after Harry defeats the basilisk and learns that it was Lucius Malfoy, the father of Draco Malfoy, both of whom just they just ooze You know what
Oh
I'm
my
talking
god,
about.
that entire scene with the basilisk, my heart was beating as a kid because, like, you know that scene where he's like, Ginny, and then the basilisk just comes out of the water crashing. You don't expect it. It's just
Yeah,
like Ginny,
yeah. That's
like the whole theater shook. I remember that in 2002, the whole theater shook.
yeah. That's also again really good effects for the era. That basilisk looked
Awesome.
good. Yeah. And the fact that it gets blinded and Harry kind of like tricks it by throwing a rock, that's really cool. But
And
at
the
the
healing tears was a very good effect too for the
yeah,
time. For
yeah.
the time.
For
Yeah.
those who aren't aware, phoenixes is a magical bird that have a lot of interesting abilities. You can go look it up. I'm not your teacher. I'm not educating you. But at the end, after we learned that it was Lucius who kind of had some part in this, uh, Harry then goes up to him to like give back the diary that he gave to Ginny. And this is another change that I prefer over the book. In the book, when he gives Lucius, in the book, he gives Lucius his sock with the book in it, and Lucius rips the sock apart to get the book. And Dobby catches a piece of the sock that his master threw, and it freed him. That's dumb. In the movie, Harry hides the sock in the book and he gives it to Lucius, who then gives it to Dobby, and Harry's like, open it. With like a bit of like a nod of the head. And that is how he frees Dobby, which makes more sense.
Yep.
Because in the future books, when you see Dobby again, he's wearing the destroyed sock, but I guess he repaired it. It's weird, but it's kind of funny is that Dobby uses his magic and blasts Lucius Malfoy on his ass. It's just
And now, do you have anything more to say about the Chamber of Secrets, or should we move on to what I think is the best Harry Potter movie in the franchise?
um the only thing I would say um is that um is that they never really say that in the book they say Harry and Ron get 200 points each for Gryffindor winning the House Cup. I kind of wish that they said that because jeez, 400 points out of nowhere. Okay.
All right. Then, if you're going to say it with me, I solemnly
I
swear
swear,
that
I am up to
I
no
am up to no
to no
good.
good.
That was a little
Ah,
breaky. That was a little crackly, but we'll take it.
yeah. It's not always the easiest to say. I mean, because the people they had to play the twins, Fred and George, they were really good.
They
And
are, and
and
something wicked
just
this way comes in the third movie
yep, and her name's
that
Aunt
we
Marge.
that by the way we waited a long ass time to come out because it was supposed to come out in November of 2003, but unfortunately Dumbledore's actor passed away, so they had to get
Yeah.
a new. Not only did they have to get a new Dumbledore, they had to get a new director, who, by the way, Alfonso Cuarón, also directed Gravity later on. This movie's a
Yeah.
whole lot better.
uh, yep. The in my opinion, the third is the last decent Harry Potter movie. It doesn't cut out too much, and it also makes sure some things make sense. And it, all honesty, it does a great job. Once again, it's the third year of Harry's life. He's slowly adjusting to being a wizard. Um, More stuff happens. But this time it's dealing with an escaped convict who was put in the most dangerous prison ever conceived. A prison on an island.
Azkaban.
Yep, it is a lonely island with the worst kind of creatures ever created. Dementors.
Mentors. These
Dementors.
things not only scared me when I was 13, they scared the shit out of my dad, too.
Yeah. These things will suck the happiness out of everyone.
And your
Uh,
soul, basically.
yep. Just like being in an unhealthy relationship. Dun dun
Da-da-da-da-da-da. Yeah.
dun. Yeah. And oh my god, we're definitely going to need to spend a lot of time talking about this movie because there's so much good
Yeah,
about.
that's why I wanted to move it along so we could get to
Yeah.
this one.
Yep.
Yeah.
Eventually, Harry has to deal with more shenanigans on top of learning that Sirius Black, the escaped convict, supposedly had killed another wizard and ratted out his parents' location to Voldemort and was apparently a traitor and just says so much good about this book. It sets up so much amazing future context and whatnot.
It's the most interesting one in my opinion because it's kind of like Halloween 3. Voldemort's not in it, but it's still really good and it still holds to the original source material very well.
Yeah. Especially like everything it does. Like it introduces animagus, which are witches and wizards who can transform from their human form into an animal. Basically, it's silver, but well, actually, it's just silver.
Though the process for becoming an animagus is absolutely fucking ridiculous, but yeah,
Yeah, look up the process. It what I think it's like takes like a month or two.
it takes 2 months. Yeah,
Yeah, yeah, it's 2 months, and you don't even get to decide what animal you turn into. So you could just turn into a goldfish.
yeah.
Like, could you
I want to be a
imagine?
coyote. Damn it.
You are a coyote.
I know. I
Yeah,
want to be a. I don't know, a fluffier coyote. I don't know.
just fine, but I get to brush your fur.
Okay.
Yeah, but
Anyways, we are.
we we got so much because like not only does it introduce animages, it also introduces us to werewolves and gives us a incredibly excruciatingly painful transformation from human to wolf.
It
Ah.
does, but I still want to do it. But
Yep.
like, still like, okay, real talk. That werewolf looked like a rat.
Yeah. Basically, one of Remus Lupin who is a werewolf who was bitten by a rather vicious and horrible werewolf maker, was also one of Harry's father's friends, along with Sirius, and the supposedly deceased is Peter Pettigrew, who was supposed to be killed by Sirius. However, near the end, we learned that it was kind of a reverse. Peter betrayed the parents, Sirius went to find him, Peter made a big enough scene and blew up the street, cut off his finger, and turned into a rat, and basically hid with the Weasleys for 13 years.
Well, I wasn't saying about Peter Pettigrew. I'm just saying that the effects on the werewolf, like looking back now,
Oh.
even then, I always thought that werewolf looked like a rat. I don't
Oh,
know
yeah.
why. I don't know why. I get that he's supposed to be a very sickly werewolf. So I get that, but it looks like a mixture between a rat and a midnight Lycanroc.
Yeah, like the design is a little weird. It's not. At least it's not Twilight werewolf.
We don't talk about that.
No, we only burn it.
And by the way, we're never talking about that.
No.
Not on this show, not ever.
No, if you come up to me at any convention and ask me to do that, I will give you a stare so piercing you will think that is your mother's. I'm not angry with you. I'm just disappointed, and you will cry.
I will literally stare at you and be like, "Okay," and not say another word until you leave.
so basically, you'll be Ness from Super Smash Brothers.
Okay.
Mario Party 5. Yeah.
By the way, for those of you watching and are confused as to why we say Mario Party 5, it's what we say when we're trying to get back on topic. So that's what we're doing.
Go watch the previous episode. That's how we accidentally started it, and I'm never going to stop this. This is now funny.
Yep. I don't think we could say anything else other than that. Besides, for Mario Party 5. But yeah. Anyways. The Dement, like I really like this movie because it's just bizarre. The way it's shot is just so beautiful. It's art. It is honest to God art, because there's like sometimes where they just show the castle and the pendulum and go through the castle. They even show a bird die into the Whomping Willow, which is pretty gruesome, but well, not gruesome. It's more like, the bird died.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's kind of like the main theme with this particular thing, like a potential death for the innocents, because earlier in the book, we learned that Hagrid takes place as a teacher, and his first lesson is with hippogriffs, and after the hippogriff attacks the most douchiest character ever created. No objections? Okay, good. He then hams it up and makes it seem like, oh, my arm, it's completely broken and bleeding.
It's killed me. It's killed me. It's killed me.
Like, God, I hate how he's just able to milk it in front of just, he's just able to milk it, and
and how he like started crunching the apple when Harry walked up to the hippogriff. Like, what? I mean, Buckbeak. Yeah, Buckbeak.
Yeah, his name's Buckbeak. It's just, it's like, dude, you were literally told, don't insult the hippogriff. What does he do? Insults the hippogriff. It's like, you brought this on yourself. And again, because like in the first two books and movies, Harry sustained more injuries than a first year ever should, and he got patched up nearly instantly by the nurse, and then here's Draco is just milking it all he can get, and all he got was a scratch.
Fun fact about Buckbeak, or at least when I was a kid I thought this, and I think I watched it again, and I think it's confirmed. Buckbeak actually talks. He can only say his name. hint hint. But he he or tongue in cheek, should I say. But
Oh God.
yeah, like there's a part where he's fighting for Harry and Hermione, and he goes like "Backbeat!" And I thought as a kid, A, that was just cool, and B, that was hilarious.
I I know the scene you're talking about, and that's like something that was changed in the movies that I kind of like a little bit more.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't remember if he actually did say anything. But again, I don't
I think
remember.
I'm pretty sure he did. I just I mean, of course, when I was a kid, I was like, he's a Pokemon, but you know,
Oh man, why didn't I bring a Master Ball to capture this one?
yeah,
But yeah, I because in during that scene, because I didn't want to talk about this, but we kind of have to. For all the good that the third book has, it introduces time travel, and that's confusing.
yeah. It's the old heroes plot line.
Yeah, but the thing that really bugs me personally is the fact that everyone's always like, "Wait, they have time travel. Why don't they just go back in time and prevent Voldemort from existing?" Because,
It's dangerous.
yes, one, it's dangerous. Two, most time turners can only go back a few hours, and three, um, do you not understand how time travel works?
Yeah, because like in the books, Hermione goes a little not just a little insane. She goes absolutely nuts because of how the time turning turner is affecting her. In the movie, they decide instead to make Ron just very like oblivious to everything. Like, how'd she get here? Did you see her come in? They
Yeah.
decided to do that instead so that it wouldn't be so depressing.
Yeah,
I
and
think.
what's kind I kind of do like the way that like how like you'll do like a zooming shot of everyone in the classroom. You won't see Hermione, and then it'll kind of like,
Yeah,
and then boom, she's right there, and it's kind of cool. But
yeah,
again, it's like uh, this was such a contentious thing that they got written out 2 books later.
yeah,
But yeah, but basically they used it. The time turner is used so that Hermione can take all of her classes. One of which is one of which is what's it called? Uh,
divination.
yes, thank you. Is divination, which is about seeing the future and whatnot. Hmm, we're traveling back to the past and seeing into the future. What is this? Back to the Futures parts 1 through 3.
Mario Party 5. Anyways, yeah, I liked Miss Professor Trelawney. I think she
True.
was real. Like the books made her kind of boring in my opinion, but the movie made her
Yeah.
really cool.
Yeah, I can't remember the actress's name, but she does a great job just hamming it up, and I appreciate that. Like,
She reminded me of my high school drama theater teacher. She was
oh
just
man,
so out there.
oh man, yeah, and she always just predicts a death of some student. And one of my favorite things from the book was, in both book and movie, she predicts that Harry will die because he saw the Grim. And after divination, they go to Transfiguration with Professor McGonagall, played by Maggie Smith. I really hope I said her name right.
She did. You did.
Oh, okay. Played by Maggie Smith in the movie, but in the book, um, when she's like talking about about being animagus and whatnot, uh, none of them are impressed, and she's like, "Why aren't you impressed?" And then she learns that they had divination, and she's like, "All right, who's going to die first?" And Harry's like,
Yeah, that was a very interesting
and Harry's like,
thing
"It's
they cut
me."
out.
Yeah, and like Harry's like, it's me. I'm going to die, and she just in the book, she's just like, Mr. Potter, you look very well, but just so you know, if you die tomorrow, you won't have to turn in your homework.
Yeah, oh my god, that was a great line they cut.
That that to me is true British humor and will always be my
Yeah,
one of my favorite lines. Just if you die, I won't hold you responsible for your homework. Also,
Yeah,
real quick,
it's like a British game show host when the kids like quote unquote die on one of those British game shows, and they're like, "Well, how terrible!" But that's the law of the jungle, isn't it?
also real quick, I just want to say, I'm just how amazing Maggie Smith is because she had cancer, she got over it, and she had treatment. I think like during like the last two movies or something, and she was like,
Yeah.
"I'm like, I don't care if I just got done with treatment. I'm still going to be in this last movie." I'm just like,
Yeah.
Maggie, you are a wonderful treasure. We will
She
all
is
miss you.
she is a world treasure.
Yeah,
Yes.
like just the fact it's like screw cancer. I'm doing the last movie,
Mm-hmm.
but
Is she still kicking? She's still alive?
I'm
I
pretty
can't
sure she's still
remember.
alive. I'm pretty sure she's still
Okay.
alive, but still, like when she does go, she's going to be missed.
She will be
Uh,
missed.
yeah, especially since like in this movie and also book, she shows like a lot of sympathy for Harry like because Harry cannot leave the castle because everyone thinks that Sirius is out to get him, so they want to keep him in the castle as much as possible, and she really doesn't want anything bad to happen to him because she feels so bad. He has this horrible tragedy, and the Dementors who are stationed around the school, they
I
affect
mean,
him.
after yeah, she
Good.
gave him the Nimbus 2000, believe it or not. So,
Yeah.
yeah.
One of the best racing brooms has won them many matches, and
Hmm.
um, and the Dementors, because if they get too close to someone, they'll suck out their happiness and basically cause them to go through depression. And considering that Harry lost his parents at the age of 1, and spoiler, is also a Horcrux with a piece of Voldemort's soul, he's basically doubly affected by the Dementors in such a way. It's like he can't get near one without passing out. And it takes him like the greater part of like several months learning a spell just to keep the Dementors away, which
Yeah.
oh, which ultimately leads to one of the greatest scenes in the whole movie. Him just shouting Expecto Patronum, saying out the stag,
Yes.
and chasing the Dementors away. It's just ah, like God, that scene gives me chills because like everything just goes quiet for a moment as you see Sirius's soul leave his body, and then you see this bright, blinding light, and then they do the time
Hmm.
travel thing, and you see how it actually happened. And Daniel Radcliffe, God, I love his shout, pointing at the wand, and just the light. It's just that's perfect.
It's so perfect. When I saw that in the trailer, I was like, I gotta see this now.
But there is one scene that rules them all, just like the ring from Lord of the Rings. I can't remember what it's called.
The
And
Ring of
that,
Power.
yes, the ring,
Yeah.
just like the Ring of Power. There's one scene from this movie that rules them all, and that is Hermione punching Draco in the face.
Foul, loathsome, evil little cockroach. That was great.
Yes, I love like God, because had she had the wand to his neck, and he's like looks nervous, and she looks like he's backing down. He laughs, turns around, punches to him to the face. When in the book, it's just a slap, but the
Yeah,
punch, oh God, that it's
that felt
because
good.
yes, yes, because like we all have that one person that we just want to punch.
Yeah. And Draco
Uh,
Malfoy is definitely a candidate.
yeah. I can't remember his actor's name, but he did a good
Tom
job.
Felton.
Yeah, Tom
Yeah.
Felton. He did a great job playing that smug, arrogant character. I gotta give him props for that.
Yeah. And now he's actually a really cool guy in real life, apparently. He's real
Yeah,
chill.
yeah.
Um
That's kind of like one of the funny things. It's like people who play these characters are actually really cool. Like Danny DeVito plays a lot of scumbags, but he is the most kind-hearted individual you'll ever meet.
And fun fact, he played an anthropomorphic wolf in this movie called Sheep and Wolves. But anyways, Mario Party 5. Uh I think we've pretty much wrapped up what we need to
Nope.
talk about.
Nope.
No?
Nope. Nope.
Okay.
Y-
Go on.
I have a big smile on my face. You want to know why?
Why?
Come on, you're the furry.
The where the
Come
Remus
on.
Lupin?
Come on. What happens at the beginning of the movie?
Inflates you, making you big and round.
Yes! At the beginning of the movie, when Harry is trying to get permission to go to Hogsmeade, the town outside Hogwarts, he has to be nice to his Aunt March, who's a total bitch. And after dealing with all of her insults for a week, Harry loses control of his emotions and inflates Aunt Marge like a balloon.
And the dog, the Ripper, the bulldog Ripper is also attacking Uncle Vernon's leg.
Who's trying to keep Aunt Marge from floating? Like in the movie, in the movie, she gets outside and you kind of see her floating away before she gets deflated and her memory erased. And it also leads to one of the coolest scenes that a lot of people seem to hate. I love this scene. The night bus.
Yes. I love that scene.
Yes, this is a triple-decker magic bus that wizards use if they don't have brooms, port keys, can't disapparate, or just, are too tired. Basically, you stick out your wand hand, and then the bus will come up, which, interestingly enough, also leads into one of the other things that kind of happens throughout the books and movies is every time Harry sees Sirius in his dog form as the Grim, he's almost killed. First time he sees him, he almost gets hit by the night bus. Second time he sees him, he gets attacked by Dementors.
Yep.
I think there's like another time, but I love this scene when like Harry's riding on the night bus with Stan Shumpike. I don't know who they got to play him, but God, the makeup effect on him, he definitely looked like a 19-year-old with a bunch of pimples, and it's just and the fact that Ern, the bus driver, has a shrunken head that's Jamaican.
Yeah, that was weird, but yeah.
It was weird but funny. It's like, and just the way the bus just keeps going around everyone. He's like, "Don't the Muggles see us?" And he's like, "Oh, Muggles, they don't have time to see us and whatnot."
Yeah.
And
I just love how he kept crashing against the windows. Like, it was so funny.
He just keeps hitting everything, especially at the end where he just goes bonk. And like Stan and Ern just aren't affected. Like, I love how he just slides into the scene like, what'd you say your name was? It's funny.
Yeah.
But the coolest thing is when they're about to run into two double-decker buses, Ern just pulls this device. Time seems to slow down, and the bus just literally squeezes on through.
Which was not in the book either, and this is great.
No. Yeah. In the book, the way the night bus works is that it makes objects just kind of move out of the way. Like, here's an object. Oh, here comes the night bus. Whoing, jumps out of the way, and then jumps back.
Yeah.
Which is that's pretty cool. And no one notices. But yeah, I think that's pretty much just all we can say about the movies. Like I recommend that you pirate them unless you already have copies, in which case go watch them again. The first three are really good. Except for the games. Only the first two are good.
Yeah, the third one has 3 characters. You have to control Harry, Ron, and Hermione, and God help you if you get into one of the spell chambers. I can't remember which one it was, but there's doxies that poison Hermione, and if you want to hear, "I've been poisoned! Please help me! I've been poisoned!" Then be my guest, but yeah, please don't.
I'd rather listen to Ashley What's Her Face from Resident Evil 4 constantly shout out for Leon, because
Well,
at least in that game, one of the completion bonuses is a suit of armor for Ashley that makes her completely invulnerable, and she's too heavy to be kidnapped during the mansion level.
Jill Sandwich.
Pfft, damn it. You were almost a chill sandwich.
Oh God, Mario Party 5. Anyways, God, how many times are we gonna say that?
I,
Jeez.
uh, you know what? That's what we're gonna do. Like when I upload this video, we send it to Pixie. Like, hey Pixie, you want to count how many times we say Mario Party 5? She'll
Yeah.
kill us.
Anyways, are you gonna say the chant with me? Are we gonna close the Marauders map?
We're gonna close the Mirage map together. Ready?
Mischief
Mischief managed.
managed.
Yeah, that was a little bad, but still, it was really nice to talk about these three movies, because personally, um, I read the books when I was young. They really got me into reading, and seeing the movies was also very fun. And
Hmm.
I still kind of enjoy listening to the books through Audible, but at the same time, it's like I can kind of understand if not anyone else wants to read them ever again. I understand. Hey, there's other books that focus on magic and whatnot, but I think Harry Potter does the best job of, like, balancing it between magic and real world, and just finds a nice
It does.
blend.
It does.
It
But
also
anyways,
does it also does a great
no, go
job
ahead.
of it, because I because it also does a great job of slowly introducing more and more things and slowly expanding the world. First, you have the castle, then you have more of the castle, then you have the village, then you have other wizarding nations, then you have more of the castle, and like how the outside world is kind of affected, especially because you get introduced to the Ministry of Magic more. Then you kind of see what things are like when the war is building up, and then you just explore a bit of Britain. It's a great thing, and just I just wish
Yeah.
that the author didn't have to open her big mouth and say a bunch of crap.
Yeah. But
Literally, like
anyways,
how wizards would
yeah.
poop, and they would just make the poop go away.
Yeah.
They pooped anywhere. Anyway,
Yeah.
what about you? What's your overall thoughts and feelings like on the first three books and movies?
They're a big part of my childhood, man. Like we saw the first two movies on my dad's birthday, and then we saw the third movie on my mom's birthday because it came out in
Aw.
June of 2004. So it was definitely, and the third movie, I will say this was like my pretty much my introduction to adulthood, because as the movies got darker, I got older.
Interesting fact, the the movies themselves from three onward just kept having this dark overtone. That the sixth one, it's like, geez, who messed with the brightness on my television?
Yeah, all of us like I real quick. I know we're not going to talk about 4 through 7 or 4 through 8, but Half Blood Prince. I swear, half the first half of the movie is like, this is the funny Harry Potter movie, and then it's like, oh shit, it's dark. Oh shit. Oh god. It's like the worst. It's like the worst example of mood whiplash I've ever seen. But anyways,
Yeah.
we're running over time.
Um. I mean, do we really have a time?
We don't,
But yeah,
but I think we've
yeah.
just run out of what to say. And how about we talk about? Do you think we should do a? I mean, it's going to be really hard for me to do the next 2 weeks because I got my finals.
Oh
Um,
my God, that's right. You're getting an education.
yeah,
Soon you'll
maybe
soon.
maybe December we'll do the next podcast and we can start talking about Christmassy things.
Yeah. Yeah. This way we give everyone like a bit of a chance, um like because like Thanksgiving's coming up. I have some things going on. This gives
Yeah.
us some time to um just kind of like focus and regroup. And I really gotta say I really do love doing these with You and
Me
Pixie.
too. But
It's
yeah, we'll miss you guys, but we'll be back in December.
Yeah, and during December will be the last few episodes for the first season. After which we'll take a short little break before we go on to season 2, where hopefully we'll have some more guests on, especially since we're going to be talking about a certain rabbit, and I ain't talking about Bugs Bunny.
Yep, Roger Rabbit will be a topic we cover in season 2, and my buddies Scruffy Fox and Matomo Wolfbat will definitely be on board for that one.
And you'll get to hear the gayest gay that ever gay to gay.
Well, the most fabulous that ever fabulous. Let's be a little bit more, you know. Yeah.
Listen, you don't get to be a queen bitch by not insulting people.
Oh, he's a queen. Oh, he's a queen. He's a queen.
Oh.
Yeah.
Do I have a contender for my crown?
Yes, you do.
Looks like I'm going to have to Expelliarmus the crown off him. But for now, all I can say is Nox.
Nox.
Who's there?
God damn it. Happy tales, everyone. See you in December.
Stay safe and happy holidays.